Hi, I'm Hazel, and Mechagnomes are officially confirmed as an allied race, and they're coming in patch 8.3. They're available in the 8.3 PTR right now, and today I want to check out their available classes, I want to look through their customization, and I want to see what on earth their dance is. So here on the right hand side you can see the available classes you can be as a Mechagnome in 8.3. So no Paladin, Shaman, Druid, Demon Hunter, or Death Knight, that all makes a lot of sense, but you can be everything else. Their Hunter gets a, basically like the Jawbreaker rare, but tiny, mechanical dog that I hope is a little bit less frantic than that, but you know, maybe he needs a tune-up. You will notice as we tab through the various classes, Mechagnomes don't get sleeves. So they have, you know, special arms because they're Mechagnomes, and apparently they need you to see them. So any shirt, dress, robe, armor that you wear in a Mechagnome, it's not keeping its sleeves. So also look at his face. We'll get into the customization in a second. But the other thing I'm happy about is that they can be warlocks. I think a Mechagnome warlock would be really cool. So let's start with the males and take a look at the customization. For skin colors, there are 15 different skin colors that you can choose from on your Mechagnome. For faces, he only has 5 faces to choose from, and you will notice later on once we get into modifications that you may or may not see a lot of your face, so if you don't like any of the faces, don't worry, you can modify that mostly right off. So let's just grab this purple one for now. You can also be varying levels of wrinkly or young looking. And then for hairstyles, we have 6, again, different hairstyles, the Erasmin and other similarly swooshy hair available. You know, they like some gel, they like some hairspray out of Mechagon, or, you know, if you don't want hair and you just want to really admire these ears, you can do that. We'll probably need a hair frame to check out hair color. Hair colors for Mechagnomes are all natural colors, so if you had dreams of a Mechagnome with green hair, with pink hair, with that lavender purple hair, I'm here to tell you it's not happening. You can be any of these 7 colors, but they're all fairly natural hair colors, because Mechagnomes don't do pink, I guess. We have 6 different facial hair options for our male Mechagnome. We've got some really delightful mustaches. That one in particular, I feel like you could just clean your house with, or no mustache available if you want. And then we're getting into some of the really interesting Mechagnome customizations, which is their modifications. So if you hate the ears, you can have normal ears. You can make a Mechagnome that's just the arms and legs and have his face be completely unmodified if you want. But where's the fun in that? So we've got mechanical ears. We have mechanical radio ears, or, you know, maybe that's just like an on-off switch, which I feel like would be wildly useful. We have drain ears, and then you get into the mechanical goggles. So those are part of your face. You know, your helmet's going to have to figure out how to deal with that. You can, of course, combine goggles with the various ears. We have a jaw replacement, and those eyes do change. I wouldn't say blink, but they do change. And you can combine these basically to your heart's content. So those are your modification options. Those all happen to your face, but separately you can adjust what you want to do to your arms and your legs. So for the arm upgrades, we have, let's see, 4 different options here. And essentially you have grabby hands, you've got buff grabby hands, and then pinchy hands, and then buff pinchy hands. I regret choosing the word buff when we're talking about mechanics, but you know what I mean. Leg upgrades, same thing, although this is unfortunately, because gnomes are short, kind of obscured by the name field. You kind of have to look around the name field to figure out what you're looking at, but there are only 2 options for legs, so it's basically a choice between the buff knees and the gear knees. Like, do you want an extra knee plate? And you can kind of sort of look your way around the box to figure that out. So those are the male Mechagnomes. In ladies, same deal. We've got all the same skin colors available. And here are our face options that look very familiar to anybody who's spent a lot of time looking at a regular gnome face. There are some new changes here, but for the most part, these are the 6 faces. We get into hairstyles, and this is where it really gets fun. These pigtails, I predict, are gonna be the thing, because look at them. They have bangs, and they are modern. They're almost, that's almost like a goblin look. I feel like Goblin has bangs with pigtails like that, but these ones are just very nice. And she's kind of retro. She's a little like pinup. She likes her curls. She's got like the typical ponytail here that I wear, but you know, a little more volume on top. So you can do a little bit of that. You can have whatever this is. It's beautiful and I love it. You can have an updo. You can have an updo with a gear, you know, fashion-minded upgrades, or she has access to that same swooshy thing that the male did, and more curls. I enjoy that Mechagnomes are embracing curls. I enjoy less the fact that they have completely shunned the color pink. You know, I didn't even need the bubblegum one. I'm just very attached to the salmon, but I guess it's not about making your original gnome. It's about a Mechagnome. So these are the hair color options. They're all very natural. And then you get into the modifications, which are kind of the same deal. So you can choose between the same bizarre ear upgrades, eye upgrades, and these are all the same that we saw on the male character, right down to the same jaw plate that you can mix and match however it is that you want. And the arm and leg upgrades are also going to be the same. So you've got pinchy, non-pinchy, buff, non-buff, and then legs with or without a knee plate. My skin color, oh, your skin color does affect your modification colors. That does make sense. Okay. So that's why there's so many different skin colors. If you want to adjust your skin color, you want to also keep in mind, do you want rusty modifications? Do you want shiny chrome ones? Do you want gold? You know, are you ready to walk around like this? Because you better be. And of course, like any other customizations, these can all be edited later in the barbershop if you decide that gold's just not your color anymore. So I'm going to randomize this, and very good, randomize this, and let's see what her dance is like. And also, before we see the dance, we got to check out the racial mount. So she gets a Mechagon Mechanostrider. It's going to look like this. Oh, it's like a Mechanostrider, but where'd the bird go? What is this? What is it? I feel weird. It's got like, why is it gyrating so much? Oh, it's happening. Oh, I've never seen a mount that had such a pelvis and no face. Goodness gracious golly gee. Also, it's dark in here. Let me see if I can port to Stormwind and get some light so that we can check out the dance. So, like with the other allied races, if you unlock a Mechagnome, you will be able to access the Strider on other Alliance races. Look, it's got some controls, you know. She touches none of them. She does not need any of these buttons or levers. They're just there, you know. Maybe they're decoration. So while we're in here, let's not forget to take a look at the Mechagnome racial. So first up, combat analysis, a stacking primary stat buff that decays while out of combat. At level 24, you'll get the Hyper-Organic Light Originator, acronym HOLO if you're paying attention, that summons organic light copies of yourself to distract your foes. This kind of sounds like when I'm playing my monk and I've accidentally pulled too many things, and then I storm earth and fire and create clones and then try to leave them behind, and they stay and die valiantly behind. There is also Mastercraft over here, where you function as a blacksmithing anvil, cooking fire, mining forge, and your limbs include every profession tool. So not that you really needed one anymore anyways, but you don't need a skinning knife anymore. And then, you know, people can cook on you, and presumably you can cook and anvil over yourself. We have Rearm, which is massive. This is the big one. This is the overpowered one, or at least it's certainly sounded that way. When you fall below 20% health, heal for 20% of your maximum health, and that can happen up to every 1.5 minutes. So that makes these instantly decent, if not quite good in PvP, because pretty much everybody can make use of combat analysis, and then this, and all of a sudden Mechagnome's looking pretty good. And finally, Skeleton Pinky at level 24 allows opening of locked chests and doors that require a skill level of up to 100. So you don't have to be a rogue, you can just open stuff. We also have their heritage armor. Wowhead uncovered the Mechagnome heritage armor, so we can take a look at that in their dressing room feature. I will link this below if you want to mess with this and adjust the character customization, see how it looks on different versions of the model. But basically, this is the heritage armor. So if we switch up the skin color until we get like a different colored arm and leg reboots, like let's get the rusty ones here, you can see that your heritage armor does not change, or at least it doesn't look like it changes. So it's actually just covering like the belt, the chest piece, shoulders, and then the helmet. And those goggles are included in the helmet. Those are not the head modification goggles, although they do look a lot like them. Those are part of the helmet, as is this moving gear mohawk, which is quite something. So that's on the male Mechagnome. We can pop it onto the female Mechagnome. And you may be noticing that pants, not only do Mechagnomes not wear sleeves and their pincher arms are going to be available for you to look at regardless of what you're wearing, the same holds true for their legs. So robes will cover your legs, but pants don't. So if you are a Mechagnome and you are a pants wearing class, or you just like to transmog pants, be prepared for them to be somewhat loincloth style to expose your beautiful alloyed legs, because there's no way around that. And that is the heritage armor. Okay, let's see what we got for a Mechagnome dance. Hang on, I need a stage. Well, this will have to do. What do you got? All right. Okay. Oh, she's doing the robot. Are you really doing the robot? She's really doing it. That's her move. All right, that's cute though. That's like a good robot. Also, I feel like that's cheating. I bet you if you're a Mechagnome, you can probably like keyframe your own dance ahead of time and then just go activate your dance sequence and not even have to worry about doing it wrong. I feel like they probably have some kind of animation that they can do on themselves with their gears. Otherwise, what's the point? Okay, first of all, let's just take a second to appreciate the magnificent creature that the random generate created for me. And let's see what kind of moves he's got. All right. So, still the robot. Is this a different one, or is that the same one that she did? I'll side by side them and find out my answer to my question in the future. But you know, I like it. It's a robot, but he's kind of got some attitude with it, and I'm not mad at it. Look at his face. All right. I know some people who are for sure going to be making ults, if not switching their mains, because look at this dude. Look at this dude. You can't, how can you not? Anyways, that has been Mechagnomes. Thank you very much for watching. These are available in the PTR right now, so you can log on, make your own, try them out for yourself. Have at it. It's in the same place that you installed Classic in, a little drop-down menu in your launcher. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye.